Hello guys, welcome to a new video in the Cloud Patashala Amazon Web Services series. We could also call it as a DevOps or an SRE series. Today we would be continuing from where we left in the previous video and see how we can calculate the CIDR ranges. For this we would be using an online platform. So I'll just type CIDR to IP range in internet, that's Google. The very first link that comes is ipaddressguide.com. Now this has been my favorite go-to tool whenever I have to do some calculations related to IP addresses and CIDR ranges. If I have to convert a CIDR range to an IP range, all I have to do is give the CIDR range as mentioned here and click on calculate. Now as soon as I click on calculate, so this would give me the starting IP, the first IP in the range and the last IP in the range, and this is also giving me the total number of IP addresses that are possible in this range. If you see, the first IP address is 10.1.0.0, the last IP is 10.1.255.255. Now the subnet mask is coming out to be 255.255.0.0 because it is a /16. If you guys want to understand how the subnet masks are calculated, we definitely would come up with a new video depending upon the response. So if you want to know how to get this, please put some comments in the comment section. Do like and share the video, and we definitely would come up with the information on how these net mask is calculated depending upon the CIDR ranges. But as of now, we do have this CIDR range, and the first IP is 10.1.0.0. The last IP is 10.1.255.255. Now, if I wanted to have a different IP address, if I had to calculate this for 10.2.0.0/16, I would again hit on calculate. So this would give me the starting range is 10.2.0.0 to 10.2.255.255. Now if I use a different CIDR, maybe 24, as it was being suggested by AWS when we were creating the VPC. If you want to see that, please refer to our previous video in the series where when we were creating the VPC, the suggestion by AWS was 10.0.0.0/24. Now in a /24, the number of IP addresses would drastically reduce to 256 if I'm not wrong. The first IP address would be 10.2.0.0 and the ending IP address would be 10.2.0.255. And if I had to get the next IP address for this, so that would be 10. If I just add one more bit to this, so this would become a 0, and the second octet would then become a 1. And if I calculate this, so then the IP range would be 10.2.1.0, and the last IP address would be 10.2.1.255. So this is the best way to calculate the CIDR ranges. This tool definitely helps you calculate. If you have a CIDR range, it would help you get the starting and the ending IPs. Now, if you also wanted to calculate the CIDR range from a range that is already there, so probably what you could say is, if this is my first IP and this is my last IP address, what would be the CIDR range? All I have to do is click on calculate, and this would give me the CIDR range for the IP range of this is 10.1.0.0/24, which is exactly the same if I do it on the above. If for any chance you only want a smaller subnet, that is maybe 156, you could also do this. So this would give you a CIDR range which has been divided into multiple things. Now why has it been done in such a way? Now, this is $1 million question. For this you would have to understand the CCNA and the CIDR ranges and everything. Do let us know if you want to understand that. We definitely would like to make a video related to that. This is how we divide the entire range. So if I only have 157 IPs in the range, and so I could create them using a 25, a 28, a 29, a 30 and a 32. A fun fact, /32 means I would only have one IP address. So if I do this and if I just calculate this, so you would see that the starting IP address is 10.1.0.156 and the last IP address is also 10.1.0.156. That's it for the video of CIDR ranges and IP addresses. I hope you are now able to relate to a CIDR range of the VPC. So in this VPC, we have a CIDR of 10.1.0.0/16. So this means that I could have around 65,000 plus IPs in my VPC, which is really too many IPs. That's it for this video. I hope you like the content. Please like and share the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time as always.